Hey guys, it is Amy Bigelow and Paula Switzer and Renee Roba coming at you from EO Squared Leaders. We are going to be talking to you tonight for the FabOILous Workshop. We're doing October. We're continuing our A to Z oil journey. And this month we are covering ours. We are all pirates this month. So we are sad Miss Brenda couldn't join us tonight, but we will cover 3 R oils. There are a lot actually of R oils. So if there are any other R oils that we don't cover that you have and you have questions about and you want to learn more about, comment below on this and let us know so we can get you some more information. All right. So Renee, would you want to start us off?
I would love to.
Oh, yay. Okay, good.
So going back, I don't know how much that we've actually talked about the kid oils. So do you guys know that we have a kid collection and one of them is called Rescuer? I don't know if you can see that. So Rescuer. So these are actually fun because they're actually kind of like we have a serenity and then it matches over to a calmer, just kind of like, so they're diluted. They're perfect for kids, but I'm going to give you a little hint. They're great for adults too. So I use these as well. I use some of them at night. I use calmer at night if I don't have serenity or, if it's something that I need to do, I just pull these out because they're good for everybody and they're great to travel with and they're great to have in your purse. And you know that they're going to be available for kids because they're already diluted to perfect to hang out with the kids. So let's talk about Rescuer. So Rescuer is basically kind of, if I'm correct, it's the deep blue kind of thing, exactly. Isn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought. It was deep blue because it says after running, jumping, and playing, rub Rescuer onto your legs, feet, or back to soothe your active body. So here's the thing. Deep blue might be a little bit too strong for people. The scent, the strength that it gets into your system. Try Rescuer. It's a little bit calmer. It's a little bit tamer because it does have the ingredients of copaiba or cohiba, whatever you say it.
Cohiba, yeah, they all say it different.
Lavender. It's got spearmint, and it's got some other essential oil bases and a fractionated coconut oil. So it's got a great combination. So again, use it as your tension relieving massage. So if you're running, Paula, I know she walks every morning. She walks her dogs. Why don't we just, get those muscles? Do it even before you exercise too. So
I did that today with peppermint before I exercise. And tomorrow I might try Rescuer.
Yeah, it'd be great. Do it beforehand, do it afterhand, just kind of, it's a little bit of massage for your muscles before you do that. So it's kind of a woody, minty floral combination. So it's got a really good scent. So anyways, guys, love this stuff. You can use it to apply your temples if you have, your headache, not compliant, head tension. So if you have a head tension, just rub it. Remember on this, just rub it where it hurts. Get it in the temples. But then if you have a headache right there, lift your hair up, put it right there. So literally, this is what's great for Rescuer. Okay, guys, do you have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, you know what? I was just remembering, last night my son was telling me he's going through the growing pains.
Ooh, and that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, and normally I would tell him, in fact, I did tell him, put on deep blue, but as you're talking about Rescuer, because it is less intense, I'm literally going to go after we finish this workshop and put it right next to his bed. So because sometimes I remember being a kid and those things woke me up crying. They hurt so bad. And it does help with bone pain. Like it legit is that penetrating that it can help with not just the muscles and stuff, but the bone pain as well. So I'm going with growing pains on that one. Cool.
Yeah, well, I will tell you, I have several people who use it for their kids for growing pains.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Blake never had growing pains, so I didn't have to deal with that, which was nice.
Lucky duck.
Even though he's 6'4", maybe he just dealt with the pain and told me. I don't know.
He probably didn't know amongst all of the sports stuff too. He just thought it was sports, the aches and pains.
True.
think I only had 1 out of 4 kids that had growing pain issues. And I wish that I had this back then, but
Wow.
we did lots of baths then. This is easier and they do it themselves. Whoop.
Yeah,
Well,
and
and the
it's
other
such-
thing I was thinking of, you have those nights when you like, you're sleeping, but you're not really sleeping because you have this dull headache the whole night.
okay.
And for me, Deep Blue is a little hard to use at night because I get chilled. Do you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like
Yeah,
that.
me
that
too.
hap- And so I was like, I think I'm going to try this one. I ended up using frankincense, but I might try this one too because of, like you said, the head tension and things like that. It might just help relieve that a little bit.
A little soothe.
Yeah.
Definitely. So,
Yeah.
and it's got such a great smell, scent. I was gonna say scent.
That's the mix between smell and scent. You
Yeah,
have
so
them.
it's
Yes,
just awesome.
mint, man.
It's got a great scent. So anyways, there's my little spiel on Rescuer. So definitely try it, guys.
That's one. Sometimes they even have that one in the BOGOs. So watch that too, like for our next BOGO run, because sometimes they'll throw kids line stuff into the BOGOs, which is nice. So, Polly, you want to go up next?
Sure. I'm going to talk about Rose. Who's got Rose?
I do.
First time I ever got Rose was so many years ago. I don't remember when it was. It was at an event and I won it. And they said it didn't even have like a value because you couldn't buy it back then. So they were saying like the 5 mil was about at like 400 and some odd dollars or something back then. And I put it in my safe because it was too valuable. So I think you guys hear me all the time say, I'm worth it. So guess what? I've used that whole little bottle of Rose and I'm so grateful that they have it in the roller, right? Let's see.
I was gonna say I have the touch. I don't have the 5 mil. I have the touch.
I used my free points and I bought another 5 mil, by the way.
You did. They do have the 5 ml available now, where back
Yes,
in
they
the
do.
beginning they didn't. So
That's
can.
because of sustainability and getting these roses, right? So, gosh, I haven't looked at that in so long. Is it like something like 10,000 roses to make
The
one
petals,
5
the
mil?
number of petals.
You know, I think jasmine is petals, but isn't roses the actual rose? I can't remember. I'll be honest. I don't remember because it was so long ago that I listened to that. But rose has the highest vibration of anything on earth, basically, definitely of all the oils. So if you're feeling like, I'm just not energetic and just can't lift myself up, start putting some rose on. Put it in your diffuser. Don't panic about the price. You got points, you know, even if you use your points to pay for all the rest of your order and use your cash to pay for your rose, who cares? Just get it and start using it. But I use rose every single day. That's how important it is, right? This is the queen of oils. She loves Frank, you know, Frankie, frankincense. That's her man. He's the king. She's the queen. I actually do it from here to here every single day. I do Frank first and then I follow by Rose. And I got to tell you, I have amazing skin.
Yeah,
I hear that all the time. Oh, you got such nice skin. Well, this is one of the reasons why. But I also, no lie, suffer from depression. So I'm going to say this is one of the reasons that is not a daily issue for me because it helps lift my vibration, right? So it's fantastic for your skin. I have to tell you, if you have an injury and it's the only thing sitting on your counter, grab it and use it. It's freaking amazing. I am going to pop out my little book real quick. You guys know historically, like rose has been around forever, right? Like it's in the Egyptian tombs and all that stuff. I had before doTERRA had rose available. No lie, I bought rose from someone else because it was so good.
well, and it is one that is a lot of times found in cosmetic products, but the purity level is questionable. I know, like when I've gotten a facial, they'll like do the rose mist or whatever. But that's what I like about knowing about doTERRA's is there's not all mucky duck.
I think one of my favorite memories of Rose, way off subject, I'm sure, but so I used to work in a hospital, right? I used to take care of patients one-on-one. And I went into this gentleman's room to take care of him. And this man had no family allowed to visit him, was very ill, blah, blah.
Aww.
And he sparkled up at me and said, "You smell like rose water." My wife used to use rose water like when we were teenagers. And it just lit up his whole day. And I thought, oh, there's it. So see, it strikes a memory, right?
We have
So-
the power of the oils that brings back the triggers memories. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Right. Right. So guess what it's really, really good for?
What?
Anxiety. Like, who doesn't have anxiety since 2020, right? Anxiety. It's good for poison oak. It's great on scars. So again, back to anything for your skin, right? But emotionally, man, I would put this right in with my mind and mood oils, because I'm telling you, this I think is what made the difference for me for my depression, or maybe that's non-compliant. For my sad moods.
Your funkadelic time.
My funkadora time. So it's anti-hemorrhagic, anti-infectious. Oh, it's an aphrodisiac. And it's a sedative, right? So think about that. You're bleeding, you don't have your helichrysum or your geranium, grab your rose, right? Yeah. Right? Get that one on there. What about, what was the story? Someone's kid was playing on something, you know, when the kids get on mats and they come back and they all have the same little issue happening, starts with an M, ends in an A, right?
It rhymes with versa.
It rhymes with versa. I have to tell you, Dr. Hill says this is the one to grab the rose and on guard, right? So let's see.
Yeah, Emily Wright shared that story. I remember that.
You remember that story?
Yeah, I do.
Right. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, helps with aging, asthma, chronic bronchitis, gingivitis, herpes simplex, impotence, lower back pain, opioid addiction.
Impotence is impotence. hence the aphrodisiac.
If your sexual parts aren't working, bust out your rose and your jasmine. Get on it, right?
Good Lord, ladies.
Okay, so if you're going to be using it, if you're looking at like the emotional part of it, if you're feeling like you don't have enough love in your life, or you're feeling like you're not giving enough love in your life, like you have a broken heart, maybe you don't feel like somebody's giving you their story, you're not like connecting, like feeling compassionate about this hideous thing they're telling you, get out your rose, man. It helps you be more human.
I put it right over my heart.
Yeah.
Every morning. Yep. Every morning I put it over my heart.
Yep.
That's
this
powerful.
Rose is, I'm telling you, starts chest up. I love it. All right, Miss Amy.
Okay, so wait, before you guys,
Yeah.
I want to have a couple things, because I actually went on Discover Solutions from doTERRA.
Oh yeah.
And here's a fun fact. Because rose petals are so delicate, distillation must happen the same day the flower is harvested.
Oh, wow.
So it's not even, I mean, so they get the freshest.
That's why they built that whole distillation plant in, is it
Bulgaria? I was just going to say.
Yeah, Bulgarian roses.
So
that they could harvest them, take them right over, and then start the distillation, and they're not losing any purity or creating any damage to the oils.
And that's why we can buy it now, because they finally got that distillery there before. And that explains a lot, Renee. If they had to do it day of and had no distillery, no wonder we couldn't buy it.
Yeah, exactly. So I just want people to know that they're not the typical roses that we grow in our gardens. You know, this is
Bulgarian rose.
Bulgarian roses.
Exactly. And you're right. It is 10,000 blossoms to produce a 5 ml bottle.
Blossoms or petals? That's what we were confused on.
The flower. Blossom.
Oh, okay. Because it is, I think it's like way more of the jasmine.
Jasmine, I think, is petals.
It is petals. Yeah.
Blossoms, yeah.
And then here's a fun fact. There are over 100 species of roses. doTERRA rose oil comes from rosa, whatever, commonly known as the Denmark's rose. So we actually just use one rose versus the 100 species. And then it also works well with lemongrass, melaleuca or tea tree, aroma touch, and clary calm.
Ooh. See, and I think that's what people don't understand too, like the species of the plants that doTERRA picks out for each of their oils. You know, like our frankincense, they actually get from 5 different species of it, right? And they combine them. But like some of them are really intentionally selected of certain species of plants because they're looking for the best medicinal outcomes. You know what I'm saying? Not just the best scent. You know, that's where our lavender is a little different than other companies' lavenders because of the strand or the species that they're pulling from, because they want these higher chemical constituents that help. What is some of the words are like linalool and all of these crazy scientific words, which may not make a lot of sense to us, which is, I love the fact that doTERRA does it for us. And all I have to know is this is medicinal grade. This isn't fancy, yummy smelling. This is going to fix your insides and your emotions. I like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
So there you go.
I love it.
Thanks,
you.
ladies. I love us teaming up. And
I saw you on your phone. I'm like, she's looking at something. And so you were right in it. And where did you go for it? Discover Solutions?
So yeah, so doTERRA's website, and you just go into Discover, which is a heading called Discover, and it goes Discover Solutions, and it has like little snippets on all of the oils. It has on all the products, even the supplements, the blends, everything. And then they have this really cool little image that shows you where it was grown at, and then kind of just the little tidbits of the fun facts, the 10,000. They always have what it works well with, and you're talking about when it works well, that means layering, or if you want to diffuse it. So that's what we mean when it says it works well with. So
yeah, or roller bottles, like if you're
roller
making,
bottles. Yeah, exactly. So anyways, so that's, and it kind of it gives usage tips. It does a little background of what each oil is. This heading says, why is rose oil good for your skin? So it tells you kind of a little bit of that. Where did the oil come from? And
I don't think people use the website as much as they do. They kind of just go on and place their order, but I don't think people realize what a huge, like, we talk a lot on this about our books and stuff like that.
yeah, I'm always the website.
Yeah, Renee's always in on the website. She's really like honed in on all of the perks that is in there. So I'm really grateful for that reminder of how much knowledge is in on there. So
me too. And it's improved a lot over the last year.
It
Oh my
has. And I
gosh.
think that's why I've like gravitated to it, because
one
they
stop.
have.
Yeah, one stop reference.
Exactly.
Okay, so the last oil for the R's, and again, if we haven't covered one that you really would like to learn about, we're kind of covering our favorites today. I am going to be covering Roman chamomile, which a lot of people know of, heard of, right? And they probably know the basics. So, it's kind of a common one: Roman chamomile tea, chamomile of sleeping, that's kind of a common one. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about other ways that you could use it. Now, for doTERRA, it does come in a 5 ml, so it is a little bit smaller bottle, but it doesn't take a lot. We talk about that a lot of times. It does not take a lot. This is one that can be used topically, diffused, and you can take it in capsules. So you could add a couple drops into a veggie cap and take it internally. Or obviously, like if you wanted to drop it in your tea, you can take it internally. So common primary uses, again, I'm going from the Modern Essentials book, is bee or hornet stings. And we are like, a lot of times, this is one we don't necessarily go to. We don't think about this one. We usually kind of will go to a lavender or like, something a little bit more soothing that way. Roman chamomile for bee and hornet stings. This is also a really good one for hyperactivity. If you know somebody who has like hyperactivity, the ADHD or the HD, the hyperactivity disorder, this can be a little bit more soothing. Insomnia, we know about the sleep, but I am actually going to be telling my daughter about this one. In fact, I was wondering, Renee, while I'm chatting, would you mind looking up and seeing if in the sleep wellness programs, if they give us a bottle of Roman chamomile? Because man, I might just send the sleep wellness programs to my daughter. She's doing the Mind and Mood right now, but this is also a really good one for menopause, which ironic because a lot of times in menopause, we're dealing with insomnia. I know that's one where you just randomly wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, and I can't go back to sleep, right? So again, Roman chamomile, kind of the double whammy in that. Neuritis, parasites, rashes. So again, rashes, hornets and bee stings, they kind of anything skin in that way. Sciatica. This is one I hear so many people saying they struggle with issues with sciatica, and Roman chamomile could just be the one thing, because we talk a lot of times about how oils the hardest part about using oils is finding what works for you, because we're all wired a little different, right? And so once if you've tried Deep Blue or Aroma Touch for sciatica and it didn't work, maybe try Roman Chamomile and see if that's your ticket. So
It's not, honey.
it's not. Okay, well, I'm wondering, we need to contact Oterra and tell them they need to add this one in, because man, this would be a lifesaver for the sleepies. If you are breastfeeding, or even during that certain time of the month where your nipples get sore, this is a really great one too. So this is something to consider in that way too. So this part, because I always like the side effects, the personal growth side. The historical use of Roman chamomile. Now you think of the Romans, right? Romans. It was traditionally used by the ancient Romans to give them a clear mind and to empower them with courage for their battles. So if there is something that you are really needing focus and needing some courage to really take on and work through, this can be a great one to diffuse at night, or diffuse at your desk, wherever you're kind of needing that extra bolster. That can really help with you in that way too. Emotionally, we're in the Essential Emotions book. This is the oil of spiritual purpose. And this is an oil that a lot of times, a lot of people sit there and go, why am I here? What's my purpose? And a lot of people are doing that soul searching, especially once we hit a certain age, it seems like we really start looking into, why am I here? And this oil can be really helpful in peeling back the layers to help you discover, your true life purpose, and really help that become more revealed for you. So if you're feeling a little bit discouraged, unsettled, frustrated, a little lost, right? This can really help you feel a little bit more fulfilled and guided and spiritually connected in that way. So this oil is, obviously it's a little floral, right? So I honestly would hesitate to put it in my tea, but it really is one that is super soothing to just put in the diffuser at night, right next to my bed, and just love this one. So did you guys have anything else you wanted to add on this one?
I do. So just because I'm back on my Discover Solutions. So it is USA and UK. So that's where we get.
Wait, that's where we harvest them, or those are the only people who can get it?
No, that's where we harvest them.
Oh, okay.
So UK and USA. So that is. And do you know how many pounds it takes to come up with a 5 mil?
I'm assuming, I would say 50 pounds is what I, no?
2.5 pounds.
Oh, well, that's probably why though they're in such small bottles.
It is, exactly. So it takes approximately 2 pounds of flowers to produce a 5 mil.
2 pounds of
2.5
and
pounds.
these are little flowers.
Nice.
So that's a lot of flowers.
That is absolutely. So, and then remember people, we have, because doTERRA is transparent company, it's like you can literally, anybody who doesn't even have an account can get on a lot of this stuff. So, Discover Solutions is open to everybody. So our competitors can jump on it. If you're just looking to get into an account, this isn't closed information. This is open information. And it also has on here that there's 20 plus published studies about the benefits of Roman chamomile. So we have a whole area of our under Discover of research, because they go to third-party research. They don't do it within, we do testing within, but we also go outside and have other people tested just to make sure that it's all great for us. It's all set up for us. So
they work with other hospitals and research.
Other hospitals,
yeah.
Universities do a lot of our testing and research and stuff. So yeah, and medical fields, a lot of medical fields jump in it too. So there's so much research. And again, we're transparent. So it's open. So it's open to everybody to read it. So
dig around, right?
Exactly.
Well, that is our FabOILous workshop for October. We are so glad you guys joined us. We hope that you gained a little bit of tidbits. And again, if there's an R oil that we didn't cover that you are like, I got this free. Like maybe you earned a Raven Sarah, or you have a rosemary that you got in a BOGO and you don't know how to use it. Comment below, let us know so we can make sure we get you some information. Maybe we'll hop on and do a live and fill you in with some information about it. But we're so glad that you guys joined us, and we look forward to seeing you guys next month for S's. See ya.
Whoop, whoop, go S.